I'm live, although I look like I'm in the North Pole or something. I'm Barney Saltzberg. It is World Read Aloud Day. We were going to do this live, and we tried. And because I'm the author of Beautiful Oops, it seems only appropriate that it didn't work. It was an oops, not so beautiful, although I was able to go on to Facebook Live, and I think there was a tadpole, a hamster, and a couple of kids and a teacher watching. But you know what? I got a really lovely letter from the hamster. They loved it. So I'm going to read Beautiful Oops and do some things. And yes, I do look like it's freezing. It's LA, and I know I'm working with Professor Cindy Burnett, who's in Buffalo, and she doesn't want to talk to me about the weather because it's really cold there. For LA, it's cold. It's in the 60s. So I wanted to show you where ideas come from. As an author, it is World Read Aloud Day, and rather than just read you a story and say goodbye, give you a little bit of information. So people always say, where do you get your ideas for books? And anywhere, everywhere, I'm always looking. It drove my kids crazy when they were little. They'd say, I'm hungry. And I'd say, that's a good title. No, Dad, I'm hungry. That's a good title too. It can come from anywhere. I spilled coffee on a sketchbook, and it was ruined in my mind because it was a beautiful green sketchbook and there was a stain. The stain dried. I couldn't get rid of it. I took out a Sharpie pen and I traced it and made a coffee blob monster. The coffee also leaked underneath, and to me it looked like the head of a gorilla looking that way. I showed this picture in my PowerPoint when I would go out and speak. I also have a book called The Flying Garbanzos. And when I was working on this, another oops happened. I didn't know it at the time. But when I was working on this book, my son locked a dog in this studio by mistake. And the dog stepped on this picture I was working on. And again, I thought I was ruined. There were paw prints and I couldn't erase them. I did not make monsters. I covered each paw print and made a cloud. The design of those clouds, where they are, the arrangement, would not have happened had a dog not stepped on the art. So rather than throw it out and go, this is terrible, I made it into something new, something exciting, hopefully. So that hatched the idea with teachers. Everywhere I went, teachers would say, can you teach how you did that? How did you fix your mistake? So I was sitting out here one day and I tore a piece of paper and I thought, I could just have a great time making mistakes and see what happens. And that's exactly what I did. I tore a piece of paper and I went, oh, hello, this is a mouth. I could make up a whole book of mistakes. My wife is very smart. She said, oops is a nicer word than mistake. It sounds less severe, less harsh. And I think beautiful oops is nicer than beautiful mistakes. Now, I also have, if I can find it, what I sent when I wrote it, and it looked like this. This is called a book dummy, and it's what a sample book looks like, and that's what you send to a publisher when you have an idea for a story. And this isn't really a story, but it is all the pages that made it into the final book to show them what I imagined this book looking like. And you can even see the first page says, oops, and it's got a torn piece of paper. And I'll show you the real book. So that's what I submitted. And not very many people get to see that. So you're getting a sneak. So this is Beautiful Oops. And there's a lovely, lovely forward, a little piece written here by the actor Jamie Lee Curtis. And it says, everyone who has ever said the word oops will be smiling when they see this masterpiece that Barney Saltzberg has created. Funny and fun, Beautiful Oops is the best gift to anyone, any age, anywhere, anytime. And what's fun about this, 10 years ago when this book came out, when Jamie did this, and now 10 years later, we have our own book coming out together. That'll be next year. So this says Beautiful Oops. Oops, a torn piece of paper is just the beginning. Every spill has lots and lots of possibilities. Bent paper, sometimes your page gets smushed. You could throw it out or make some art. It's something to celebrate. It became a penguin head. Okay, I'm getting all kinds of notifications here. A little drip of paint can let your imagination run wild. I made car wheels in a pig, but you can make whatever you want. A scrap of paper can be fun to play with. A smudge and a smear can make magic appear. A stain, and sometimes when you're just drinking your cocoa, it spills around the edge, has potential if you play with a shape. I made a frog, but you could make something else. And holes in your paper, and there is a hole right here. Can you see me? Hello. Are worth exploring. And this page pulls. And if you are careful and pull it and look through the little hole, there's a little guy in there, and it goes, see? So when you think you have made a mistake, oops, and there's a piece of trash in there, because I made a mistake when I was making the book, crumbled it up and put it in the book. Think of it as an opportunity to make something beautiful, and that trash became the body of a sheep. And each book has a piece of trash in there, crunched up paper, and each one is a different size. I have another version of this from China, and I was honored to go to China when they made this, and look at how beautiful the lettering is. I've had other books translated, and they just usually write it in black ink, but this, they went crazy. And their trash is bigger in this one. Kind of square, but it's bigger. Anyway, it's really beautiful. They copied my lettering, each page in the same color scheme and style, which is just really lovely. And that's the Chinese beautiful oops. So, I had done this earlier today on Facebook, and now I'm just going to grab a piece of paper and show you an idea that's something you can try. You can do this with one piece of paper. I'm doing it with two because it shows up better. I'll show you what I did. I actually tore a piece of paper. It was blue paper, and I tore it just randomly, and this hole kind of happened, and I'll show you the other side. And what I drew was this guy, which has a sort of a nose and a mouth. Hello, I've been eaten by a guy. And I thought, you know, the obvious thing is to draw teeth in there because it's a mouth or a tongue or whatever. But I thought in that shape, what would be a nice surprise? Because when you're creating art, it's kind of fun, I find, to surprise people. So what I ended up drawing in the mouth, which is just weird now that I'm looking at it, is that. Fish, not something you'd normally see. You can also play with that shape just here. And depending on how you rotate it, you'll see different things. And that's the beauty of this. It is not math. It is not 2 + 2 = 4. This is 2 + 2 = banana or elephant or whatever you'd like it to be. So by just taking a piece of paper, and you can crunch it, you can tear it. I'm gonna, not what I wanted to happen. Even messed up my tear. Look at that. Okay, so let's see if I can make a shape. You can leave it as is, or you can go with the shape and go some more, because I started seeing the inkling of something there. So that I'm going to put on a piece of paper, if I had the piece of paper, and look, I'm going to have to put a book behind it so you can see it, have it up straight. That is it. It can be moved, mountains. I'm seeing. Dun, 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 dun. I think I'm having a fish day. A shark. Oh, he needs teeth. What do you think? You know what's so funny? Look what I did before. The fish that I drew in the mouth. You could put them. I'm going to fold this paper. Is there a story? Absolutely. That's the beauty of playing with these things. None of this existed. Nothing was planned. we have a shark and some fish. Possible story. Especially if you went to take a bubble bath and they were inside the bathtub. That would surprise you. Probably wouldn't want to get in. Mom, I don't think I want a bath today. All right. I'm going to play you one song. I've written songs for my books. Oops, I've written a few. Don't love any of them. So I thought it would be appropriate, and I have to have the words down here because I'm old now, to do a song called I'm a Mess, which, if you think about it, it's about spilling and making a mess, and you could just be weird about it or write a song. Then you're celebrating it. So this goes like this. I spilled paint on my shoe, smeared cake on my face. I made a mess all over the place. I tried to be neat, and I was until a glass of milk decided to spill. 'Cause I'm a mess. Yes, yes, yes. I mashed peas in the rug, ice cream in my hair. I made a mess everywhere. I was clean this morning. I scrubbed both my ears, but the dirt in my nails has been there for years. 'Cause I'm a mess. Yes, yes, yes. Now I take a bath every day. I wash the dirt, float away. As soon as I dress, I'm a mess. Lunch on my shirt, dessert on the wall. I made a mess of it all. Well, anything I touch and everything I see, if it's not a mess, soon it's gonna be. I'm a mess. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I'm a mess. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Kinda, kinda, kinda. Wasn't such a mess. Couple things to remember. You are on Createtubeity. This is an amazing place. Cindy Burnett and I have done a bunch of videos to spark your own creativity, your dog's creativity, your hamsters, whomever watches it, or you teach them what you've learned. Arts and education, creativity and education. I always want to say arts. Creativity and education is a beautiful site that Dr. Burnett has created with Izzy Mamoon, and go look at that. I've got some things on there with them as well. On the 18th of February, Izzy and I are doing an adult workshop to create with Oopses. You can sign up for that on that site, and I think there'll be a link up here later because Cindy will do that for us. And Read Aloud Day. Read a book to someone. If you don't have a book, make up a story. Sorry I'm late, but I'm hoping you're finding this. And you can read a book even after Read Aloud Day. That's it. Bye.